The other day I was watching an episode of the Watchfinder podcast, and the guest was none other than grey market dealer extraordinaire, Mr. Roman Sharf, from Luxury Bazaar. In that podcast, Mr. Sharf confirmed a few things we already know, but few people will say out loud, and many just don't want to believe. If you want to watch that video, I'll drop a link in the description below. Okay, let's get into it. The term waitlist seems pretty straightforward. You join the back of the queue and wait your turn. As a Brit, that seems like a fair way of doing business. But the reality is that when it comes to Rolex watches, there is no chronological list at authorised dealers. This is proven by the fact a person can register their interest in a watch and never get a call, or worse yet, be told it isn't even worth registering their interest at all. Instead, the authorised dealer sorts the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, with the main questions being, how much have you spent before, and how much will you spend in the future? The hype Rolex is like hen's teeth to the watch enthusiast, but grey market dealers seem to have a never-ending supply. Well, isn't that just convenient? Now, of course, the grey market dealer will say they can't buy from authorised dealers because of their reputation, blah blah blah. The truth? Authorised dealers sell stock directly to grey market dealers at a nice little markup. The authorised dealer cannot sell to the public above retail price, but they sure can sell to the grey market dealer under the table for an inflated price, while still leaving enough meat on the bone for the grey market dealer to get his fill. We like to think that we can pull on the authorised dealer's heartstrings with a great sob story about that hyped Rolex being the watch we always dreamed of, or the perfect birthday, Christmas or anniversary present to ourselves, but in truth, the grey market dealer is a much better customer than we will ever be. Imagine you're an authorised dealer and you've just received your regular allocation. Do you A, work through a list of average Joes who may get cold feet, change their minds, not have the money, or have already bought the watch or an alternative watch elsewhere? Or B, sell to the grey market dealer who will swing round in the jiffy with a sack full of cash? You don't need me to tell you the answer to that. In our romanticised view of the world, we like to think that the people that work at the ADs are watch lovers too. And whilst that is sometimes the case, it is often simply a job and nothing more. They are there to earn money, and naturally they will take the easiest path to hit their sales goals and targets. Many also struggle with negotiation. The key to a great negotiation is not to show your cards straight away. It's not to say you should lie, but only let them know what they need to know. If you're new, you want the AD to think that this may be the beginning of a fruitful partnership, and not a one-off as you bag a Rolex for your one watch collection. I know many will criticise Mr. Sharf's business practices, and Watchfinder too with its higher than average prices, which if you don't know is owned by the Richemont Group. But you don't build million and billion dollar empires by playing nice. Business is business. The real party to blame is Rolex. Rolex controls every aspect of its product and could put a stop to any of these practices immediately. But why would it? The hype makes Rolex ever more desirable. It's a business, and business is better than ever for Rolex, and other watchmakers are taking notes as well. If you truly desire something, you have to find a way to get it, because it won't just fall into your lap. If Rolex is too expensive, make more money. What other choice do you have? As I alluded to in another video which seemed to resonate with a lot of people, the gap between the haves and the have-nots is growing larger, and the haves have a lot of money to spend, and so the situation is unlikely to improve anytime soon. From a personal viewpoint, I am not particularly interested in any of Rolex's current retail lineup, so this isn't bitterness or jealousy talking. If I was trying to get one, I would probably go vintage, and probably one of the smaller, less desirable models which are cheaper and easier to get. I mostly own so-called affordable watches, but the more you get into watches, the more the attraction and allure of so-called luxury watches begins to tempt you. It's hard for people not to get emotional though, if they're passionate about watches. But the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It isn't fair, and so I say the best way to stick it to Rolex is to buy something else, enjoy it and forget about Rolex. Or you have no choice but to suck it up and hand over your hard-earned cash. I know there are more awesome non-Rolex watches I like than I can ever dream of owning, and that is good enough for me. That's all for now. I'll see you next time.